I want to work with a nice squishy 9-inch Pilates ball. And we are going to work in a couple of different spots in the body. We are going to start with the belly. Now, I refer to this as the junk drawer of the body, the hips and pelvis, right? We take all of the stuff. Where do I belong? Who are my people? Sex, money, what's my job? What's my passion? Anything, right? And we shove it into that junk drawer, and then we lock it up with couches, car seats, chairs, standing in one place too long, and that just gets everything locked in there. Not only that, sometimes for a variety of reasons, we can always think about having to hold our belly in, right? Constantly. And that can be a stress reaction. That can be a reaction to a whole lot of different things, whatever it is. It doesn't matter, right? So what I want you to think about is, as we're working with our breath, that we want that belly to be as soft and pliable as possible, right? Expanding with the inhale, contracting with the exhale, right? Movement. That belly muscle needs to move. If you keep it locked up all the time, it locks up your hips and your pelvis, and then that can lead to back pain. So working with this is a deep release into the belly, and it may be uncomfortable. So I want you to make sure that you're not holding your breath as we work into this, because it is some deep work, all right? So moving on to your belly, and you're going to take your ball and put it in your low belly, like below your belly button. And I want you to just take a couple of breaths and let your hips waggle from side to side. And then come back to center, and I want you to sigh out an exhale and soften your belly muscle. Now that may feel a little funny, right? It may be a little scary, and that's okay. I want you to just think about softening your belly muscle. Now on an inhale, you're going to push that belly down into the ball. And exhale, soften and release. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. And you can go back to rocking if you want. Make sure you're not clenching or gripping with your glutes. Good. Now, lower down. Actually, lift up a little bit and take it down a little deeper into your pelvis. And we're going to lower down, and I want you to bend your left knee out to the side. So it's a little lower. It's a little more beneath your belly button here. And you're pressing into that hip flexion, that space on the front of your right hip when you bend the knee and lift your knee up. That hip flexor is what helps to pick up the leg, and it's the part that creates the crease, right? When you sit, when you lift that leg to hip flexion. So that can be a little tight, right? So we just want to take a few breaths here and relax. Make sure you're not clenching with the glutes. And then moving to the opposite side. And it's not a big move, it's just a little. Then I'm going to bend that opposite knee up and bring it up to as far as your range of motion is for that opposite knee to bend and lift. Making sure that every exhale you're softening, relaxing. Good. And then pressing up, roll off your ball. And we are going to work next into the rib basket, right? So that's that 360 degree space of your ribs that move around your body, protecting your organs, your heart, your lungs, all of that. In between those rib bones are intercostal muscles, right? They allow the ribs to expand and contract when you're breathing. For any number of reasons, that can become compromised. It can be an injury. It can be that you're just not taking full deep breaths and those muscles haven't really worked like they could be working. And so this next practice is, again, something that can be really deep, and I want you to make sure that you're not holding your breath. So we're going to take that ball and put it underneath that rib cage on the side. I'm going to take my right arm and extend it and let my head rest there. And then I'm going to inhale and press the right rib basket down into the ball. And then side out. And as I do that, I can lower my head, as long as that's comfortable. Otherwise, you can keep your hand up on your head. But I want to drape those ribs over the ball and inhale. And exhale. Right, so we're expanding those ribs, expanding the intercostal muscles. Inhale. And then exhale in contraction. Two more breaths. Last one. And then slowly lift and swap over to the other side. This is why you want your ball to be softer and squishier, because you really want to make sure that it can soften into the muscles, right? The joints, bones, so that it can create a nice support system without being too hard. All right, here we go on this side. Take a nice big deep inhale. Push the ribs down into the ball and exhale. Let them drape around, and then I'm going to lower down. You can stay wherever works for you, right? Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more. And just take a couple of nice, gentle breaths here and relax. And go ahead and lift up. All right, from here, we're going to finish up this series by using the ball right here in the front of the shoulder girdle. So the shoulder has a lot of muscles that wrap around to create all of that movement that you can get from your arms from the shoulders. And the pectoralis attaches right into the ligaments and the muscles that help support that shoulder movement. This is an area too that can become very tight for a variety of reasons. One, maybe you're not taking deep enough breaths, stress, repetitive motion, sitting where you got everything kind of coming forward and this all collapses. So we're going to work with one shoulder at a time, and you're going to lay on the floor and put that ball right up into where the shoulder connects into the chest, right? So I'm going to start just right here and take that arm out to the side. Let me come this way so you can see. And you just want to be able to let that arm rest, and then let your head rest on the back of the other hand. And I want you to just think about every exhale, you are softening down a little further, a little deeper into the support of that ball. Full deep breaths. And make sure as you're softening that you are relaxing any places where you might be clenching or gripping. And you can take anywhere between 3 and 6 nice, slow, full, deep breaths, making sure that you are sighing out that exhale, because that is what gives the signal to the body to relax. Not just the brain, but the body. And of course, the brain is the ringmaster leading the show there. But I want you to make sure that you are really letting yourself soften down into that ball. This is a really great series to do after you've done an upper body series, right? So working with any kind of resistance. Let's switch over to the other side. Same thing, right? Arm out. Rest your forehead on the opposite hand. And nice big deep inhale. Sigh out the exhale. Soften the arm. Relax, relax, relax. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. And then take your time moving, because you're letting that body soften and release. So you don't have to move fast. Just take your time slowly coming back up. If you have any questions about this, let me know, because this is some deep work, right? It can bring some stuff up. It can bring up some emotions. It can bring up maybe a little bit of areas, maybe some pain that you didn't know because you were holding and clenching. So if you have questions, if you just need to have a conversation about what's going on in those spaces with your body, let me know.